guys. Give me a second because I was last on my main. So, and even though I bet half the people watching right now are people who I also play stuff with on my main. There we go. Still don't want to risk outing myself as playing two different characters named Shizune. But no, I like keeping my main for like private me time. So don't necessarily want to be giving out that information all the time. But yeah, hi guys, what's up? I hope you're ready for some more trolley time, assuming I don't do like 2 quests, and then Zev, you can't gaslight me with that in this game. It doesn't work. Save it for the next time I play a horror game and then see how long it takes me to realize again, oh, that's not from the game. I mean, even if I was playing a horror game, you wouldn't have been able to pull it off during a loading screen anyway. Okay, so we left off doing something trolley related. I don't completely remember because we did like 10 quests and then unlocked 15 side quests. Oh, right, I need to make a short. Ash, are you here? Ash, are you here? If Ash isn't here, it's not going to be as funny to tell the story, but there's a short I need to make based off of last stream that Ash totally helped me set up the funny for accidentally. Okay, despite his better judgment, Jarek is considering throwing you a bone. What? Why? Am I a dog? I don't chase after bones, I'm a lizard. Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus's griping for a change. The ear? For anybody who hasn't heard the news, the Eagle has landed, and by the Eagle, I mean my new VTuber model. I am going to organize, I'm gonna set up, and by set up, I mean I'm trying to decide what the different incentives are gonna be for it, because that's a thing that you need for subathons, but I want to do like, because thanks to Zev, I guess I should probably talk about this before I really get into MSQ tonight. So thanks to Zev throwing a disgusting number of gift subs at my channel last week, and by last week I mean Sunday, 2 days ago. I know time. Time blindness is when you, okay. Anyway, Zev threw a disgusting number of gift subs at the channel. I now owe you guys a bunch. I'm just gonna be very clear. I'm not updating the sub goals, but if we dip below and then remake those sub goals, it does not mean you get like 2 ultimate raids. I'm just keeping things up because I owe you guys so much at this point that like I don't want to be bearing myself under even more if I set up 300 like sub goals to 300 or something, and then suddenly I owe you guys 3 ultimate raids or 2 ultimate raids actually, like for realsies, and we still haven't even finished clearing Kefka. So yeah, I'm not changing the sub goals. They're just there as a reminder and to also get people who don't know to maybe sub. But if we hit 200 subs twice, it doesn't mean 2 ultimate raids. That being said, okay, so the plan. I'm not doing the polls for the next like Savage raids or the ultimate raid until like it's time for us to actually do them, because who knows where in MSQ I'll be at that point. So when we finally clear Krefka, I will set up the poll for the next Savage or EX trial series we do. Once we clear that, I'll do the poll for the one after that for 150, and once we clear that, we will figure out which ultimate we're doing. Or yeah. In the meantime, I also owe you guys like leveling up 2 jobs of the community's choice. I fucked up the poll for one of them, and accidentally made it a 24-hour poll on the Reddit, and then, or not on Reddit, on the on the Discord, and then didn't get a chance to set up the poll on Tumblr before the Discord poll expired. So, the first job, I'm just going to honor it at this point. The first job I'm going to be leveling up is Dragoon. I will set up another poll, and then the plan is going to be I am going to pick a day and have that be a special, like, subathon day where I just level up those jobs. It will also be the day that I debut the new model. Some of you have already seen her. She's very cute and gremlin. I'm excited to finally be using a model that actually reflects Shizune's character design. But yeah, so sometime before the end of this month, I'm also taking a little Christmas/Hanukkah break after next Sunday. So we're gonna do raid night, Sunday night, and then I'm taking a break. Sometime during that break, I am gonna do the subathon. And then if people are available, I'd love to do another Jackbox game stream on Christmas or on New Year's Eve with friends. If anybody else has no life and doesn't go to New Year's parties, we can have our own little online New Year's party on stream together. So yeah, I will post more about this on the Discord. So if you're not already in the Discord, be sure to join it. That's usually where I announce stuff and talk about stuff ahead of time. There is now also a sub-only channel. So if you're subscribed to the channel, make sure to link your Discord to your Twitch account so that you have access to that as well as channel emotes in the Discord. It's mostly going to be me giving subs even more of a behind-the-scenes look at things before I, like, officially announce them elsewhere. I do tend to, like, bounce around ideas in Discord before I post them on Tumblr or Blue Sky as well, but also be sure to follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky. Yeah, so that's what's going on. And that, yeah. So, anyway. Also, usual reminder, if you're not already subbed, if you have somehow escaped getting gift subbed by either Zev or Ash, and are somehow not subbed to the channel right now, be sure to sub, because if I get to 25 non-gifted subs before I beat Shadowbringers, I will do the Nier raids on Black Mage. Which, I need to finish leveling a little. But, haha! Hi, Opta! Okay, but we're doing MSQ on Summoner, because that's my actual, like, caster job. Anyway, trolley time! Now that I've finished word vomiting to you guys. What's up, Arianje? Thou art come to examine the Talos? I am come to summon, or to examine the Talos, yes. It looks like someone's already beat us here. But please, look about as much as you like. Oh, is this a... Wait. Examine the defective Talos. Oh, this isn't me talking to somebody. This is me... Okay. See, because of how things were angled, I did not see the quest marker. Okay. Examine, examine. Yep, that sure is a Talos. I guess. I first learned that word like a week ago in Universe, so, you know. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build Talos stone by stone are lost to us. 'Tis true. But here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. 'Twill likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you. But what exactly do you reckon is the problem? It's probably out of battery. I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hells did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well, then? Some spackle? To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of Twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Debitage. Full sure am I that stone from such a being would prove most suitable to our needs. So you want me to punch things to get materials. Got it, got it. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Philia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would I ask you to provide 3 stones of the Debitage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. Please look forward to the new mining skill, Punch. Coming soon in 8.0. Why did I joke about that and then immediately go to my gatherers and crafters as if I was actually gonna need them? I just need to summon River to aid me in the punching. See, the punch mining skill gets like a huge buff if you have your chocobo out. It's kind of like chocobo meteor, but for mining. All right, that's one. Because I have 2 chocobos, and sometimes I accidentally called River sometimes I accidentally called River, what's my other chocobo's name? Ember. Oh my god. If that is in proof, I need to spend more time on my main. Forgetting my own 11-year-old chocobo's name. Holy shit. In my defense, I took my caffeine tablet late today, and it might still be kicking in a little bit. Wait, why do you get confused by River's name, then? Or, wait, Octa, you know the pun behind this, right? I know I've talked about it on stream before. Toto threatened to like, block me because of it. Threat stands? Gee, thanks. I think it's funny. I think it's clever. I'm proud of my pun. Oh, his name is River because I'm a streamer. Also, hang on. I was fucking around with VTS before because... Let me switch you over a little bit. There we go. One of the best parts of puns is getting people to react just like that. Wish we had a mage like him around sooner. As you might imagine, we've had trouble convincing people to come here to help. They either refuse outright or demand payment far beyond anything we could hope to afford. It's why we've made such little progress in repairing the Talos. We've pored over every scrap of paper left behind by Daedalus Stoneworks, hoping we might learn how it's done, but there's just isn't enough. Oh, is River the name of a character in another game? The Talos sits lifeless, waiting to be repaired. Okie doke. Hi, Erin Yonjay. I can speak. I totally didn't just fuck up his name. Thancred and Philia will return ere long with the remaining supplies we require. Did Sao succeed in procuring stone from the debitage? I did! A chunk of rock taken from a debitage. With punch. Oh! 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 Got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it. That kind of chosen. Fair. Fair. I wasn't expecting you to be like, oh yeah, that's my name on stream, on the internet. Good choice, though. It's a cute name. Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We need now but wait for Thancred and Moonfilia's return. Fair. I'm not gonna, like, dox myself, but so, growing up, I was one of 3 people in my middle school class with my government name. Or at least my government first name. And so I was always first name, last initial. Up until we got to like 7th, 8th grade, and people stopped referring to us by our last initials. And so I just developed a nervous tick every time I heard somebody call me by my first name. Not helped by the fact that there was also somebody in our grade who had a name that rhymed with our name. So then in high school, I started going by my last, like, using my last initial as a nickname. And the number of times I've gotten people mad because they've tried to guess my name based off of my nickname. One time somebody even threw a napkin at me because I'm like, yeah, no, my real name is... Insert real name here. Wait, how do you spell it? Not the way you're assuming based off my nickname. My name is Shizu, yes. I mean, I know I've talked about this before, but like, the Shizu/Shizune thing comes from the fact that back when I was in high school and at the height of my weeb phase and getting into MMOs and stuff, I would always name my characters random Japanese name, and then because a lot of these games, if you wanted the name you wanted, you had to have a number at the end of it. So it was random Japanese name plus a specific number. People who've known me since those days know what I'm talking about. And then I did that with Mabinogi, where I named my character Shizune. And then I played Mabinogi for 7 years, and it was the first MMO where like I actually was like, hey, I've been playing this long enough that it's probably worth it for me to join a guild and actually make friends. Because usually I'd play an MMO, get to the point where leveling slowed down, get bored, drop it. Maybe play it, like go back to it every now and then just because like the art was pretty or the gameplay was kind of satisfying. But it wasn't giving me the dopamine hit of leveling up anymore, so I dropped those games. And then in Mabinogi, like that never happened because they had the rebirth system where you could like you kept all of your skills, which meant you kept all, because in that game when you upgraded a skill you got stat boosts, so you also kept all the stat boosts from upgrading your skills, but you could reset your level, and your character also aged in that game. So the whole point was you could like reset your age and level and let your character like re-level and re-age again, so you always got that dopamine hit. And it used to be that you had to like pay for that, and then eventually they made it where like with some limitations you could, it was called rebirthing, but you could like rebirth your character for free every time they hit age 17. So yeah, so I played that game for a really long time. Actually spent money on it, actually joined a guild. They were like a second family to me at the time. And my character name in that game was Shizune, so Shizune / like Shizu, and when Shizune was taken, other names that began with Shizu, like Shizuru or Shizuka, those would be my character names in other MMOs that I play. And it stuck. And somebody in that group made a comment about how like, oh, Shizu sounds like cheese, and like your real last name, like your government last name, kinda sorta, if you squint, sounds like the name of a cheese brand. I'm not gonna say which one, but it sounds like a cheese brand. So you're Shizu Cheese. And that was their nickname. And then I needed a username for my PSN, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to rebrand because I didn't like my old like username that I used on forums and stuff anymore. So I rebranded to Shizu Cheese. And then I started streaming eventually, and just stuck to using Shizu Cheese. And that is the origin of Shizu Cheese, and why I use the name Shizune. So yeah, unfortunately I had a falling out with the majority of that friend group. There's still some people in that friend group who I talk to. And Zilch Prey, thank you so much for the subs! Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs! You better have gotten a sub for yourself, or did you already get caught up in the sub wave? Also, hi Zilch! Enjoy your cute little Twitch snowman mount. Hi. Anyway, I should stop yapping. If you haven't already marked off the bingo card for it. Exclamation point bingo, by the way, guys. Mark off Shizu Yaps. If you've started a new bingo board because you already got bingo, mark off Shizu Yaps. It happened again. I know. Let's see here. From end to end, the paths by which ether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. They but require a sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Strange. The horror refuseth to stir. I fear the condition of this Talos is more dire than I previously surmised. Hey, what if we took the parts from the damaged Taloses that we saw in like the train yard and found the pieces that are good that are bad on this one and just swapped them out? Like what we were doing in I think it was a side quest where we did that with the golems that are guarding the ruins in Raktika. As a heart driveth blood through a man's veins, so doth the core ether throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored. So it was the heart after all. Thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no. Not exactly. We'd never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another, in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jarek? This isn't really my story to share. Please, Jarek. If something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright, alright. After all you have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Hey, do you guys think we'll make it to the dungeon tonight? Actually, I should probably keep a very nervous eye out for side quests before I say shit like that. I hope Jarek doesn't get in trouble for telling us what happened. What could be so terrible he'd want to keep it from us? Probably somebody died. Or got horribly maimed. Though the Talos yet wants for a beating heart, it would appear thine efforts were not for naught. Hey! I love it when my actions aren't in vain. Jarek may come to regret his next decision. Right then, the Talos. Their hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the construction of Talos bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. And it was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry, but you'll have to hear it from Faith or someone else. Wait, back to the tavern then. What terrible tragedy befell him years ago, I wonder. You don't suppose Faith is going to run off too, do you? He might. This is all my fault. I never should have pressured him. You need to stop blaming yourself for everything. Sweet child, come here. Hugs make everything better. Oh, hey, our weepy little drunk is gone. Look at that. Also, did I get a coffer just now? I was not paying attention. No, I didn't. Okay. Hi, Ash! Ash, 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 Ash. A really funny thing happened on Wednesday, like right after you left when I was turning in quests. And now I need to make it a short. But I'm gonna have to edit it because I need to include our conversation from earlier Wednesday night. You know that quest where you and I were griping because we took a quest from a guy and he was like, hey, deliver this like, go talk to this guy for me. And then he like kind of conned us into killing a thing to pay for his wine. Remember that? Yeah, so it turns out when I turned in that quest, one of the options, you had options for how to turn in the quest. One was give him the bottle. The other one was throw the bottle. You can guess what I did. Annoyingly, he just kind of laughs it off and is like, oh, I guess that I deserve that. So he did not get quite the comeuppance I would have liked, but I'm going to make it a short. Don't worry. I'm gonna full on edit the thing. I just am kind of taking it easy this month. Full on Workhorse Shizune Shorts Factory is gonna start up in January. Along with, I need to edit together a video of all the times I got hit by the laser in 07S. There may be an exciting sequel involving Kefka lasers. But yeah. Don't worry. I saw it, I was like, God damn it, Ash, you went to bed too soon. You missed the whole spiel earlier. Plan is, and I'm gonna post this in Discord too. Kefka Trines eventually, yeah, but the laser thing is just like a me making fun of me specifically thing, because somehow I keep getting hit by lasers. I can make a video of that. If you want, Ash. I can make all sorts of videos out of the footage. But yeah, so after raid night on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, by the way, if you're participating in Sunday, I said this in Discord, but the uniform is All Saints, wow, wrong holiday. Starlight Celebration Glamours. There will be Starlight Celebration Glamours for Sunday. No, not All Saints Wake. As funny as that would be. Just like take your All Saints Wake glamour, re-dye it green and red, their Starlight Celebration glamour. But no, we're doing Starlight Celebration glamours for the last raid night of the year. I am going on vacation afterwards, but sometime during that vacation, I'm also doing a subathon. Because my little scrungly gremlin chibi VTuber model is ready! I have it! She's set up in VTS. I have my hotkeys set up. I just need to set some stuff up in StreamerBot. I'm just trying to decide because I want to make it a subathon. Because I owe you guys, thanks to Zev, leveling up 2 jobs on stream. So I'm gonna do a subathon. I just need to figure out different incentives for like, oh, if I get to this much during the subathon, I will do this. Which is especially tricky for me because I refuse to do the whole like, I'm gonna do a thing that like makes me experience pain for your entertainment for getting me to such and such thing. I will not do the, I don't like spicy food, and I refuse to do the, I will eat like a ghost pepper at X number of subs thing. Maybe I will make an incentive, we'll play some Phasmophobia. I'm doing Savage, that's plenty. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I will be like, hey, we'll take a little bit of time to like play some rands. Yeah, my brand of pain is horror. Which is hilarious because also my brand of info dump is let me spend hours on the wiki of a horror game and just unearth all the lore. Lethal Company? See, but that's gonna cost me money. I'm trying to avoid buying too many games right now because money. A lot of the money I'm making off of streaming right now is going towards helping me build back up my savings and feeding my cats. Well, I work on my book. Not if I friend you on Steam. What? Wait, no, Ash. Ah! But anyway, it's also partially me wanting to play as much Final Fantasy XIV as possible before the end of the month so that people have a chance to get that mount. Because unfortunately, me going on vacation means that people only have a week to like sub to the channel if they want to get the mount through this channel. So yeah, Final Fantasy XIV subathon. I'll be mostly using it to level up jobs, because I owe you guys leveling up 2 jobs of your choice. Dragoon's already been picked. I just need to set up a poll for the second one. It'll be an extra chance for people to— oh, wait! Ash! Thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community, Ash. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I was saying words. Oh, right. I do know one of the incentives for it is gonna be, hang on, if I search Fantasia. Oh, it'd help if I was in the middle of dialogue. Let me finish this dialogue and then I can do that. Still here, eh? You can ask again, but the answer's the same. Our trolleys are... We need help fixing the Talos. What? God damn it, Jarek. You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such quick progress in fixing that Talos and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. And I think he may be right. Gather your friends and I'll tell you what you want to know. Oh, it's gonna be a cutscene. Let's just say I have a bunch of Fantasias because of reasons. So at least one of the sub goals during the subathon is gonna be me Fantasiaing to something of the community's choice.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was.
I like how I just zipped my lips IRL as if you guys couldn't see that.
When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her.
I forgot that's how she died. I thought a Sin-Eater got to her.
To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
Oh, buddy. Oh. Drinking in front of her grave.
What? Oh, you again.
This is gonna sound awful, but I always try to find the bright side of things. At least the fact that I was wrong, I misremembered, and she wasn't turned into a sin eater, or like killed by a sin eater, means that there's a body for them to have buried.
How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap.
He has something tangible that he can visit of her.
Now piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
A part of me breaking the fourth wall, and spoilers for Dawn Trail, kinda. I'm gonna try and be as vague about it as possible, but given certain things that happen in Dawn Trail, a part of me wishes they'd give us a side quest where we could, like, tell Magnus about a certain someone we met on the source and let him know that at least there she's alive and they're happy together and stuff. I may or may not have, after doing those quests, and all, like, there's been a couple of times since I've done those quests, and also since I've finished Dawn Trail, that I have gone back to Twine to talk to them, and they just tell me how Reen is doing. Their dialogue has not changed, but man, I wish I could. I don't know if it'd make things better or worse, but, like, I want to be able to tell him that, like, hey, I've met her. And she's a fucking badass. Have they added her custom delivery quests yet? I wonder if they're gonna do anything with that. Because I know she's supposed to be the client this patch. Toxic Wild Hog, thank you so much for the follow. Hello. It might be this next sub patch, the one that's coming out on Christmas Eve. Maybe. Oh, hi! Yeah, people keep throwing gift subs at me. Hi, I'm Shizu. I'm a magical girl VTuber who plays a lot of Final Fantasy. I know I don't look like a magical girl right now, but that's because I'm using a placeholder model. Oh, was it at today? Oh! Oh, I have things to do on my main tonight then. The Galley Cat notification, those are all free to use emotes that were made by the same artist that made the old fat cat emotes that I used to use before I got my custom ones. Oh my god. Wait, hang on. I just realized the date. I just realized. Oh, Christmas is next week. Whoops. Haha. Also, Hanukkah's next week. But yeah, no, when I first got partner, or not partner, God, I wish. Hey guys, spread the good word about Shizu Cheese and get me to partner. But no, when I first hit affiliate, Toto gave me a bunch of links to people who make, like, free resources for streamers, including somebody who does, like, free to use Twitch emotes and stuff that are Final Fantasy XIV based, and they had a bunch of fat cat ones, so I used those for the channel. But then, yeah, they had a bunch of, like, different minions doing or using glow sticks, light sticks, whatever you want to call them, and I decided to use those for my alerts until I can afford custom ones. When I can't afford custom ones, the plan is to have all the alerts be Chizu doing things, because I love the idea of my VTuber being a magical girl and then all the alerts and stuff being her mascot. In an ideal world where I felt comfortable, where I had my shit together. Oh yeah, speaking of emotes, I guess thanks to Zev, I need to like commission Buppy again. I'll do that after the new year. Oh, is some stuff in Discord a little goofy? I'll take a look at it after stream. But yeah, also, oops, I guess I have new slots that I need to reach out to Buppy about. But yeah. Some are the same as they are on Twitch. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. Is it the new emotes? Because those should be, that's not something I can control. If it's the fat cat emotes, I will look at the names. I may need to adjust some naming stuff with old emotes. But the Twitch stuff, it has to do with like Twitch integration. Uh-oh. Wait, hang on. On stream? I'm not seeing anything, but... Weird. Oh, weird. I wonder if... I'll have to double check my settings and make sure it isn't blocking first-time chatters. It shouldn't be. But that's the only thing I can think of. But yeah. Oh, right. What I was saying before I continue with the thing is, I would love to eventually someday do the whole, like, text-to-speech for bit messages thing. There'd have to be a delay to make sure that nobody ends up saying something super heinous on my channel. But if I ever do that, it'll definitely be Chizu talking. Oh, weird. I don't know why that... Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But no, I have not. I mostly play, I've been working my way through every single Final Fantasy game for the last couple of years, interspersed with the occasional other game. I did play Nier Replicant when that got released in stateside. There was also a pause to play Digimon Survive, and because I fucking love Digimon. Oh god. I have opinions on Nier. I know I've talked about my opinions on Nier. I will talk more about my opinion on Nier when we get to the Nier raids. And why I think... Because I know I'm not the only one who feels like the Nier raids didn't quite work well in 14, narratively. And I have a theory about that. And there was also a pause in 14 to play Final Fantasy 16. No, they did not. Yeah, okay, so the TLDR is Nier is very nihilism core. My hot take is Yoko Taro writes sad stories for the sake of being sad, and the more sad they are, the more convoluted they are, and more contrived. And Final Fantasy is extremely hope core. And mixing Nier and Final Fantasy is like mixing oil and water. What is a what? Oh, TLDR? Too long didn't read? Yeah, basically I'm trying not to go on an hour-long yap about my opinions about Yoko Taro's writing style. Because I don't want to get canceled by the Nier fandom. At least not here, right now. I'll save that for a YouTube video someday. But yeah, the short version basically is Nier and Final Fantasy mixed together is like mixing oil and water. They don't mesh well because you're mixing a story that's all about, or a game series that's all about nihilism and, oh, look at this, isn't this sad, with a game franchise where like pretty much every single game is bad guy tries to plunge the world into darkness, and humanity says fuck you and comes together and beats them with hope and love and friendship. Yeah, for some people, like, Nier help, like, for some people are like, oh my god, Nier is so sad, it fixed my depression. And then there's me, and I'm just like, Final Fantasy, hope, and fuck you, depression and nihilism, get the fuck out of here. Which is also why Shizune is a magical girl of hope. You don't know if you could play Nier? Yeah. Nier is, let's just say, I felt very dead inside by the time I finished it. Granted, I did that to myself because I decided to play all the endings. Anyway, I need to stop doing these yaps in the middle of voice cutscenes. Let's actually finish this. Oh, right. He's being sad and angry because his wife dead.
What were their names?
Oh.
My son was named Skuli. My wife,
Wait,
Agna.
what happened to his kid?
Being here with them,
Oh, that's
it
right.
beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow the bottle's never deep enough.
Yeah, that's the problem with alcoholism. The bottle is never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
Also, damn it, Thancred!
You've lost someone too?
Oh boy, has he.
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood.
I mean, you kind of did. You just probably didn't remember
I grew up an
them.
orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not.
You better give her
We
all the
can
head
still
pats.
bring her back.
Give her a head pat. Do it. Yes. Oh, baby. By the way, Toxic, how much do you know about Final Fantasy XIV? Do you play? Why must he always treat me like this? 'Cause he fucking cares about you! He may not be good at saying it, but I'd say that head pat was super loud. I wish there was more we could do for you. I truly do. But after Agnes' accident, no one is allowed near those mines. If not for those damned Talos, she'd... Oh, right. I was gonna... Wait. I search Fantasia. I have 7 Fantasias. So during the subathon, there's definitely gonna be a Fantasia goal. But yeah. Okay, Ayanje, what's up? Full well do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Oh, god damn it, he does know about loss. Everybody be sad for a moment. Everybody think about how Mombrita just, like, is constantly a presence for Urianger. Faith, knowest thou any location wherein we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. I told you near all the veins were tapped dry years ago. Though I suppose if you really want to try, you may find something at Nuvi's leavings. It was opened well before Telos became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthjon, and tell him I sent you. Guthjon or Guthjon? I guess I'll find out when I see what race he is. But don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Shizune, I think it best Thancred joined thee in this search. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil, and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Yeah, I wouldn't want him getting possessed by an Ascian again. Guthjon has worked in these mines longer than near anyone I know. You do well to heed his advice in there. I prithee attend Thancred and keep him occupied with the task at hand. She's still saying the same thing? Okay. I want to find Thancred. Is he in the bar? Is that what's going on? No, he's over there. He's next to the bar. We haven't gotten a million more side quests yet, have we? Cool. Off to somewhere, are you? Yeah, I was hoping you could come with me. At last, a lead on the stone we need to power the Talos. I can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. Yeah, okay. This weapon is I-409. Let me just... This one is 403. 406. I don't really care about Red Mage right now. 380. 403. Oh, right, that's Summoner. 406. Two. What? 290? Oh! I've been using an I-290 weapon this entire time? Is that right? Oh. Oops. I've been doing side quests on this job, guys! We've got ads soon, so I'm gonna take a little stretch. Everybody get a stretch in during ads. Hydrate. Okay, I'll hydrate. Oh yeah, question. So, certain friends who I've shown it off to, as well as anybody who is a sub and also in the Discord and has seen the video in the sub-only channel, when I set up the water bottle thing for the new model, should I make it comically large compared to the model? Since she is just like a little chibi gremlin. Or should I make it proportional? I'm honestly leaning towards comically large and vaguely in the hand. We'll see about the vaguely in the hand thing, but go big or go home. Okay, comically large, large. The people have spoken. I'm so excited about that model. I'm excited, A, because she's super cute and gremlin, and just in general, I'm excited. I'm also excited to finally have a model that reflects my actual character design. Because Shizune canonically does not look like the VTuber model on the screen right now. She canonically... oh god, my emotes don't really do as good of a job as I'd like, because... Here, she canonically looks like this. Haha. She canonically has tiny hat. Yeah! Well, like, okay, real talk though. I know one of my emotes has cat ears on the hood. So yeah, real talk though, she canonically, civilian form canonically, it looks like I do IRL, basically. Last time I got my hair dyed, I even had my stylist add the purple stripe in the bangs, because I didn't have that before. The only thing that is not reflective of my IRL appearance is, God, I wish I had a black hoodie with cat ears. But, so yeah, her civilian form is based off of what I look like IRL, minus the hoodie, because again, God, I wish. Maybe someday I'll like make one or something, but get Shizu a cat ear hoodie fun. Maybe once we finish the get Shizu and everything else she needs for this channel fun. But yeah, and canonically her magical girl form is a Gotholita magical girl with the tiny little hat that Ash is so charmed by. But yeah, so I'm excited to finally have my VTuber actually look like my character. Oh, which reminds me, I need to finish writing some stuff, some lore stuff for coffee. Because I want to have that ready to release in January. And then yeah, guys, I'm assuming I actually am on top of my shit. I should be opening up coffee memberships in January. You're easily charmed by tiny hats. Noted. Hey, so fun fact, I may have gotten a tiny little top hat when playing Infinity Nikki. And we're back from ads. Hi, everybody. Alright, let's get more MSQ stuff done. If you want to know what we talk about during ads, be sure to sub. If you're not subbed already. Alright, Thancred is tired of waiting around. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Nuvi's leavings was to the south, was it? Let's get going. Oh, wait, I'm still on the wrong job. That's also the wrong job. There we go. Alright, wait a minute. There's side quests. Wait. What? Is this gonna be up or down? Up. Okay. No, not down. Down. Ground level. Anine is beside herself with worry for her missing brothers. Could I ask a favor? I'm not reaching the dungeon. I mean, it's only 2 side quests so far. My 2 brothers set out for Mount Bryant or Buren Mines to see if there's anything worth salvaging, but they've been gone an awfully long time. Would you be able to go and look for them? I'd go myself, but I hear the place is crawling with all sorts of nasty creatures, and fighting's not my forte. I don't expect you to do it for free, of course. Yeah, you expect me to do it for 600 gil. See, we don't even have a bunch of side quests at the mines yet. We're fine. It's not completely impossible. Also, I kind of need this for flying. Svian has discovered something unusual in the delivery brought from the mine. Have you seen a charm like this before? I found it among the stones brought from the mine. A lot of the workers wear these for good luck, and I expect whoever lost it is wondering where it went. It's the first time I've seen one made from cat's eye, so the owner shouldn't be hard to track down. I'd go and look for them myself, but I've got too much to do here. Not exactly. Like, the whole spiel that, the Exarch gave us was that they use Gil in, at least at the Crystarium, they use Gil. Because they found it in the Crystal Tower and decided to use it as their currency, or base their currency off of it. Even if that weren't the case, I kind of always assume... Because they use a different currency in... maybe. But, like, either way, I always assume that quest rewards, like, when they give us skill in situations where it doesn't make sense, it's, they, like, lore-wise, they probably gave us their currency, but it's, like, X amount of gil worth of that currency. Because I don't think they use, gil in Tyrell, they use Pell, right? And they use, what's it called? Is it Koban that they use in the Far East? Also, Nightworld pieces? True. But that's as opposed to, like, Elegant pieces. And let's face it, there are multiple entities that are just like, hey, this is worth something. Here's money for it. Like, it doesn't matter where the tomestones come from. Rowena's gonna take them. They could have given us Ronkin tomestones, and Rowena still would have been like... Alright. Not that we were trading stuff into Rowena and Shadowbringers anyway. Moena, yeah. I mean, that's exactly the point, is that it's Moena here. She wouldn't care about the Elegans, she cares about the Ronkins. Would you be able to go in my place? The graveyard keeper is quite knowledgeable about charms and whatnot. So it might be worth asking him. Yeah, sure. God, I can't wait for the wildness that's gonna happen in Dawn Trail. Just because of certain, worlds colliding. Just literally call a quest when worlds collide and have certain characters meet each other. I have a theory about the Hildebrand thing. What's that you have there? Made from the precious stone known as cat's eye, rather than an actual feline eyeball, which would be a poor choice for a variety of reasons. Yeah! I mean, it's a poor choice in general, and then the reason this place is called Twine is because 2 different cat people joined forces and created a town. So yeah! Context, you're eating spaghetti. Spaghetti. Getting eepy? Oh, today was a long day? Okay. I mean, like I always say to you guys, make sure you take care of yourselves. Your well-being comes first. Oh, yes. Cat's eye charms like this were once used to ward off misfortune. The tradition began with the Church of First Light, and the gem represents their patron deity. You did learn how to medically kiss someone today? Is that just your, like, silly way of saying CPR? Shizu self-care stream when? I mean, are you talking about self-care for me or self-care for you guys? Even though no one follows that old religion anymore, some of its customs remain, especially among the miners. You don't see many this exquisite, though. I seem to remember the fellow with an eye patch kept a similar charm around his neck. Might even be this exact same one. Thank you for the head pats, Ash. Por qué no los dos? What would that even look like? Me just like eating a meal and then ending the stream to go take a nap? I never caught his name, but he's not hard to miss. The last I saw of him, he was leaving to my newbies' leavings with some of the others. Stretch? Thank you for the stretch, Ellie! Everybody stretch! I remember one time Jane made a joke about how, like, I should just get a 3D model and full body tracking and then do, like, yoga streams. I'm not qualified to instruct, like, at all. But that'd be a cool thing to do. New sub goal, eat a meal and leave to go take a nap stream. I have thought about maybe for my longer streams, I should have, like, an eat redeem for points with an hour-long cooldown. Ellie! Speaking of self-care, guys, make sure you've eaten today. And considering how late it is at this point, make sure you've had at least, like, 2 meals by now. Make sure you have water. Also, I think... Oh, whoops. Hang on. I wanted to go north for this. We're gonna do the quest that takes us up north first, and then we're gonna do Newbie's Leavings and the... Oh, that might be a chain. Well, we'll do that, and then we'll do MSQ. You live off the tears of your haters? I mean, me too, but, like, those are salty and are gonna dehydrate you, so you especially need, like, actual proper water at that point. What's for dinner, Ellie? I mean, besides the chicken nuggets that I plan on making in my air fryer after stream. And before anybody yells at me, I did have some toast before stream. It just wasn't enough. I'm still hungry. My mom's sick, so I'm trying to take over as much of the cooking and stuff as possible. Your stomach now has a lot of spaghetti. Good! Spaghetti is best food. Pasta in general, especially if it's got like a good meaty red sauce, or mac and cheese out of a box, are my comfort foods. Wait, here you go. Eh? Who are you? Yeah, like, honestly, like, even out of a jar is pretty good, but, like, homemade sauce, some ground beef, or turkey. I mean, homemade is always going to turn out better than store-bought. at that point, it really comes down to like how many spoons you have and whether it's better enough to be worth the effort. Like, my mom and I, a few years ago for New Year's, we made a fancy schmancy dinner of like steak, and we decided to make homemade fries. And granted, it was our first time making fries in a really long time, and maybe we overcomplicated some things, but like, I could spend a whole bunch of time cutting up the fries and then double frying them. Or I could, like, for a regular day, I can pull a bag of frozen fries out of the freezer and air fry them. Which is something that somehow, even though we've had an air fryer for years, I had never tried until a couple days ago, and goddamn, air fryers are life-changing. You're gonna make your New Year's resolution taking better care of yourself? Yes, everybody should make that their New Year's resolution. Yeah, everybody take care of yourself. Get enough sleep, drink enough water. I need to start finding like YouTube channels that I can follow along with for yoga, because I don't have the money to be going to my yoga studio right now. Because it's Chicago yoga studio prices, and I can't afford that right now. Someday, hopefully. But in the meantime, I need to start doing yoga more often. I have a really funny 2025 New Year's resolution. Anybody who follows me on Blue Sky will already know about this, but I listen to a lot of podcasts on Blue Sky. Like, I'd say 95 to 99% of on Blue Sky, on Spotify. I mostly use Spotify for podcasts. Except there's like a 1 to 5% amount of time that I spend on Spotify that actually is music. And so every year's Spotify Wrapped is really funny, because they're like, wow, you listen to a lot of Spotify. Here's all the music that you listen to. It's like, great, that's like 10 songs that I listen on repeat every now and then. Or like, it's me listening to Bug Hunter ahead of his like yearly concert with, because he's gone on tour like every summer. In the last 2 years, it's been with Narcissus Cookbook, who just came out with an album, which I still need to listen to. But something tells me it's going to be one of those super emotional experiences I need to be in the right mindset for. But I thought it would be really funny to next year really fuck with my Spotify rap. Because like this year, they're like, you've listened to like, I'm going to use random numbers here because I don't remember the exact numbers, but they're like, you've listened to like 2,800 minutes of Spotify. 300 of those was music. You've listened to like 2,500 minutes of podcasts. And then like they do the whole final slide where it's the list of music you've listened to and then your total listening time. It's like, this is incredibly misleading because you already told me that the majority of that was actually podcasts. So next year, I'm not listening to any music on Spotify. I'm only using it for podcasts because I want to fuck with my Spotify Wrapped. I really want to see what happens next December when they come out with their Spotify Wrapped. And I'm just like, what now, Spotify? I didn't listen to any music on you. What are you going to say? What artists are you going to list? Is it actually going to be the Rusty Quill and more Rusty Quill? Because half the podcasts I listen to are produced by Rusty Quill at this point. Should start that podcast thing now then. I kind of already am. My best friend from college and I, on Monday nights, we hang out in Discord and talk about writing and our like writing stuff and vent about the state of the world together. And then she hasn't decided on anything she wants to show me, even though I'm like, I feel bad just like constantly dumping my fandoms in your lap. But we're currently going through, depending on how much time we give ourselves, either Old Gods of Appalachia, we're on season 2 of that now, or the Magnus Archives. Because I wanted to re-listen to, I'm behind on Old Gods, so I want to re-listen to it before I get caught up. That sentence is about to become a pattern, because I'm behind on Well, I don't know if I want to re-listen to Welcome to Night Vale. I can probably just pick up where I left off with Welcome to Night Vale, because I kind of stopped at the beginning of a new arc. I mean, as it is, I haven't listened to music on Spotify in a while, so it's gonna, the podcast thing applies either way. But I'm behind on the Magnus Protocol. Might as well listen to all of the Magnus archives with my friend, and then we can both listen to the Protocol together. I'm behind on Old Gods of Appalachia. I'm gonna re-listen to that before I get caught up. I'm behind on the Storage Papers. It might be fun to re-listen to that before getting caught up. Jeremy from the Storage Papers followed me on Blue Sky, which is wild. It's my first time having somebody, like, kind of, at least within my spheres, circles, whatever, kind of famous, follow me, and I'm just like, haha, oh no. I'm behind on Malevolent. Might as well re-listen to that before I get caught up. Definitely not procrastinating on that one, because it's the one podcast that, it's the one horror podcast that actually makes me anxious. Not necessarily because of the evil shit going on, even though it is a podcast based off of Lovecraftian lore. It's just that the character does really stupid shit. And honestly, the decisions of the characters in horror podcasts tend to freak me out more than the monsters. Because I'm just like, oh no, like, you're making really stupid decisions and it's gonna fuck you over, and I don't trust this person that you're totally, like, trusting, and bad things are about to happen. And I know with Malevolent, it does not help that the way Harlan Guthrie writes Malevolent, which I'm kind of borrowing a page from for writing my VTuber lore, is, or like the stuff for copy, is he'll write a third of the new episode, make a poll, post it on, I think it's his Patreon. It's something where he has subscribers, and he lets his subscribers vote on what's going to happen next. Then he writes the next third of the episode, lets people vote on what's going to happen next, and then writes the final third of the episode. And that's how, like, each month's new episode gets written. And then he releases the full version on Spotify and stuff. And I think it's a really cool way to, like, communally do storytelling. It also, to my understanding, means he goes into it with not a whole lot of a plan. I'm trying to be a little careful about planning. I have story arc ideas, but yeah, I feel like there was another horror podcast I was behind with. I might give Hello from the Hollowwoods another try. I don't dislike it. It's just, every now and then it's really hard not to feel like, at least in the beginning, they were trying really hard to be Welcome to Night Vale, but not. Oh, right, there was also stuff that was giving me anxiety in that one for the characters. So, you know. I might give Hello from the Hollowwoods another try. Because I want to like it. You forgot to take your meds? Oh my god, okay. Guys? Food check, meds check, hydration check, sleep check? Is everybody okay? Are you guys taking care of yourselves? Let's continue this quest. I forgot, I'm supposed to be playing a video game for your guys' entertainment. She was a bloody right when she said it was dangerous here. We ran into a pack of coyotes, and we were separated when we tried to outrun them. I got away, but I don't know what's happened to my brother. Hopefully, he found somewhere to hide. Will it help me look for him? Okay, but, like, still take it. I mean, I know I'm not the best person to be lecturing people about taking their meds, because, like, I was sitting here, I think I was, like, in voice chat, or I was doing something at my computer, and then I looked down at my plate and realized I hadn't taken my caffeine tablet yet. At least I'd taken the rest of my meds. But I was like, why does my head still feel so foggy? And why do I have a headache? Oh, it's because I need to take some caffeine so that the ADHD shuts up a little bit. Or not even shuts up. If I don't take, like, caffeine or some kind of stimulant, I end up super understimulated. And then, ruh-roh. Stout Miner. Are you okay, my friend? Are you gonna be able to refill those okay, Octa? Anine sent you to find us. Thanks, stranger. I'd better go and see if my brother is alright. Yeah, you probably should. Well, that's good at least. Go away, go away. Nice. Unfortunately for me, like, I was not able to wait until I was like, what, 25, 26 to get off my parents' insurance because my parents had me late. And so by the time I was in my 20s, they were both in their 60s or more. Because my dad was 48 and my mom was 40 when they had me. So it just kind of worked out where they were already on Medicare. My mom did help me figure out the whole insurance thing though, even like when I was working at retail at the time. It was just anyway. Here we go. I was afraid we'd never get out of here alive. Yeah, you should think about that before you do things like that. Walgreens is a bastard that hates your ass. I mean, the American pharmacy situation is pretty shitty in general. The runaround they give people when it comes to getting certain medications is frustrating. I never thought I'd be so happy to see him. Now that we've got reinforcements, we should be able to carry on where we left off. It'll be a lot easier with someone to cover our backs. Excuse me, I have things to do. Hold on now. She can't come here, or she didn't come here for that. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let me give you this. It's the least we can offer you for coming to our rescue. Is this? Oh, it's a chain. Whoops. Without someone to keep an eye out for us, we may as well pack up and go home. I should have known there was something up when this quest didn't end in Twine. If you're willing to take on some more work, we'd be glad for your assistance. We actually came here not to gather rocks and such, as you might expect of a mine, or in a mine, but timber. We're hoping to repair our house, and we'll take whatever we can get our hands on. In fact, rather than have you guard us, it might be more efficient to have you collect the wood too. Let's split up, but keep a close eye on each other, and try not to wander. Ooh. Man, delays suck. That's awful. My family usually just uses Costco for our pharmacy. Sometimes I'll use Walgreens just because I can actually walk to Walgreens, but I think Costco might technically be cheaper. Fortunately, I don't need a whole lot of meds. Like when I say I'm taking meds, I mostly mean vitamins and antihistamines that you can just like buy at Target or Costco. Oh, I want to go here. Whoops. That sucks. Like, you should be able, like, if you know you're running out, you should be able to be like, hey, I'm running out, I need a refill before I run out, please and thank you. Like, if they're not gonna refill the same day, then you should be able to account for that delay when ordering refills. We'd be grateful for anything you can bring us. Here you go. What have you found? Left behind by Daedalus Stoneworks following its withdrawal from Amarang, this timber is still remarkably sturdy despite having been exposed to the elements for many years. Nice and strong, free from rot. That should be enough for now. Would you be able to talk to your doctor and be like, hey, there's a delay. Is there a way we can accommodate for this? Like, what kind of rapport do you have with your doctor? The two of us will carry this back to Twine. By the sounds of it, Anine was planning on paying you for coming to our rescue. So I'll tell her to throw in the coin for helping us with the timber, too. It might be, like, set up as an automated thing. Oh, actually, I thought you went to bed. Hi. They probably have a computer system thing where it just, like, automatically sends out the renewal requests. So, if that's the case, maybe you just need to talk to your doctor about having them send that request earlier than they originally did. You are getting for bed. Okay. There you are. The boys told me what you did for them. Now, you might think they're idiots for going to Mount Buren Mines to collect timber of all things. I mean, they're still idiots, don't get me wrong. But the idea isn't entirely without merit. You see, the closure of Daedalus Stoneworks meant that we had to rely on goods brought from other lands, and the prices range from expensive to ludicrous. That's why we tried to make do with what's available, which, as you can tell, is not an awful lot. But no matter how hard up we may be, we still have each other. I can't thank you enough for seeing my brothers got home safe and sound. Hey, 8 months on ETH! Congratulations! And as a reminder to everybody here who obviously believes in trans rights, wrongs, lefts, ups, downs, etc., etc. So right now we're raising money for the Greater Chicago Food Depository. We're going to be doing that through the end of December, and then in January we are going to be raising money as a channel for the Trans Helpline. Because we stan our trans brothers and sisters here. Zilch, you stalker! I see you. Also, that snowman is very out of place in the desert, just saying. Oh, I didn't notice you there. What do you want? Made from the precious stone known as cat's eye, rather than an actual feline eyeball, which would, oh right, I've read this already. How long have you just been sitting AFK there? Or you're not even AFK, there's no chair by your name. Where did you get this? The guy gave it to me to find the owner. Gods, how could I have been so careless? That should be a question mark at the end of that sentence. This was all my sister left behind before she... Look, I'd rather not talk about it, but I appreciate you bringing this back to me. It means a lot. Ha! So the normal quest was a chain, and I was about to be like, oh, the normal quest was a chain, and then not the quest that gave me an aether current wasn't. It unlocked 2 other quests. You are the trans left? Hell yeah, you are. Hilmar is offering good coin for a seemingly simple task. Are you busy? Didn't think so. I mean, I kinda am busy, but okay. I'm offering coin to anyone willing to fill up the lamps. Interested? There are 4 of them. Here's the oil. Come and see me when you're done. A fiery young lad is keen to slay some gnomes. Have you seen a gnome before? Everybody hates them because they eat our gems and attack people. I want to go into the mine and fight them, but everyone says I'm too young. What do you think? You're definitely too young. If those things crunch rocks, they'll make short work of you. Maybe when you're about 10 years and 100 pounds is bigger. Maybe when you're about 10 years and 100 pounds is bigger. The children yearn for the mines? No! Oh, that's especially bad when, like... Listen to the first season of Old Gods of Appalachia. I can say words properly. Where the whole thing is like, oh hey, so the ghosts of the children from the mines and like the people who died in the mines are coming after the people who got them killed. Send the dwarves back in. You leave the Lalafell out of this. Then I'll have to get stronger. And I'll smash those gnomes one day. Why don't you show me how it's done? If you can beat that really old and nasty one, I'll be impressed. I want to see how brave you are. I just realized I've been doing these quests on Summoner instead of Dark Knight. Oops. You didn't mean the dwarves. The mines are in their blood, and their blood is in the mines. Small details. Ash. I mean, I need experience on Summoner too, but I'm trying to do side quests on Dark Knight for experience. Might as well go into the mines with all the quests that we need. The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are really improving, or finally improving. But we should probably hear what... Is this person invisible to me right now? Guthjon has to say it before we celebrate, assuming we can find him, that is. Alright, now that all quests lead into the mines, Dark Knight time. Dark Knight time. There we go. This is Thancred? That was Thancred. Oh! River abandoned me. Alright. I wonder if the fact that I was using like a I2 something weapon is why things felt like they were dying so slow when I was on Dark Knight. Is River ready to rank up yet? Nope. Oh. Also, I figured out why I constantly do that. I think on my main I have my gap closers. I should just do this. Make my life a little easier. I have my gap closer on my top row on my main, and so I keep hitting wrong buttons when... Oh, hello. When I'm playing on this character. Oh, hi, Octa! Also, it would help if I actually got good with my button pushing. Okay, that is one quest done. I mean, honestly, I've got this. I appreciate the offer of help, but I can beat these things up on my own. Oh, whoops. Probably Guthjon. That J is probably not a J. Ha ha. Ha. You just had a thought? That's dangerous. Is this our man? are you, and what are you doing in here? I'm Shizune. It's probably a good thing that you don't use a macro in rezzing as Red Mage. Oh, you're on Fish. I didn't even notice that. I thought you were on something else. I thought you were on Gunbringer. Well, you should have listened to Faith. You're wasting your time. But this site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. Be nothing but text, but res text. True. Oh my god, that reminds me. Okay. So, oh, I know how I can say this without spoiling. When the Eden raids first came out, and I did it for the first time, I think it was a white mage who was in my party. We were doing E4, like just E4 normal, but everybody was still learning the fights because they were only like maybe a couple days old. It may have even been released time. But like our healer had a res macro. I'll let you take your guesses on what that chat looked like. Yeah. Oh no. Oh yes. Pro tip: if you have a res macro and you're doing a new raid that people are still learning, turn that shit off. People are gonna die. Like, just embrace the fact that people are gonna die, and your res macro is gonna turn into text spam. Yes, it worse than audio. It had a typo in it. I can't remember if it actually had audio, but it did have a typo. I distinctly remember the typo. Because reminder, guys, I'm a copy editor, and I'm a freelance editor, technically. If you have writing that needs editing, hit me up. But part of that is I'm a writer, and typos bother me. I bring out the mental red pen every time I read something. It's a compulsion thing. I can't stop myself. But, so, yeah, macro that's getting spammed a lot, that has a fucking typo in it. It was hell. I think I eventually did say something about, like, hey, if you're doing a raid like this, and it's new, and you're rezzing people a lot, maybe turn off the macro. I don't remember if I actually said anything, or if I was just too frustrated. The funny thing is, then one time I told that story on Reddit, and so I was like, maybe you guys should have gotten good. And it's like, my dude, it was day one of, it was like release day of a new raid. Shut the fuck up. Oh yeah, because it was, yeah. Because I would have been doing MSQ because it was release day of a new raid, and it was the first tier. So that would have been the middle of 5.0. So yeah, I would have been doing it release day. Yeah, no, the dude should have shut the fuck up. This was not a get good thing. It's a new raid. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing thing. Oh my god, it's a couple hours old. Old content. Why aren't you good at this yet? That's completely fair. Like, res macros to communicate with your healer or with your co-healer easily is fine. And I can, like, mentally turn off the, like, silly little RP macros that people sometimes do, as long as they're not spamming it. I've been in parties with people who have skills that might have utility, but also, like, especially back in the day when this was more of a thing, it used to be that there were certain utility skills. Like, Bard had a skill called Blunt Arrow that was our silence skill back then. But it also did damage, so it was usually part of your rotation. Unless you were doing a fight where, like, you needed to hold it to silence something. And some people had macros for those skills that were part of their regular rotation. The Seto Kaiba Black Mage Lion Lions video? No, I haven't. Oh no. Should I be worried? What are you about to inflict on me? Oh, also, let me read. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is Leonine. All the Talos in the Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were, at least. Anyway, whatever's left, if anything, is far below the safety... is too far below to be safely excavated. Why don't you link it in the Discord? Yeah, just go ahead and link it in the Discord. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use Talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. Then our only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of Leonin that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange. Sure, Thancred's used to using his body. I mean, what? Fine. What do you want? The other day, I found a Vobert gold piece down in the mines. A bloody Vobert gold piece. And wouldn't you know it, I dropped the damned thing somewhere while I was working. Find it, and I'll tell you what you want to know. You drive a hard bargain, sir. We'll take it. But we'll take it. It seems we have our work cut out for us, Shizune. Thankfully, I have an idea of how we might hurry things along. What, just get a Vobert gold piece from the Exarch? That's what I would do. The word isn't working that deep in the mines, so don't go searching too far. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite their best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it will be that much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these sundrops. They help the eye take in more light. Why don't you start your search further in, and I handle this area here. I'll retrace your steps after, in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drop's effect wearing off, I can give you more, so don't worry. Yeah, so, fun fact, I've talked before. Maybe I should do a video about it sometime. But the way I set up my, reshade settings so that I can actually see properly is I went to the brightest area in the game I could think of, which was Limsa during a bright day, and also Mount Gold. Like, just going into Explorer mode in Mount Gold. To adjust the white balance, and then going into really dark places, including here, to adjust the dark balance. Or the black balance. So, you search the shadows but find nothing. Perhaps the gold piece lies elsewhere. Whoop, that's not what I want to hit. This is the before and after, by the way. But yeah, so under, was it levels plus? It's gonna turn it off if I click on it. But yeah, like I just messed with the output black point and output white point and the input for black and white, until things were like easily visible. And then messed around with some color settings to get rid of the weird like gray, green, yellow, whatever it is filter that is on the game normally. Oh, I did not navigate around that well enough. But yeah, this location is one of the places that I use to adjust my dark balance. And the funny thing is, like, yeah, it makes the colors more vibrant, but also, like, it doesn't trigger my photosensitivity the way the game's vanilla appearance does. It's just funny. Like, if I were to go to Montgolg or Tower of Paradigm's Reach without my reshade settings, it would hurt, like, actually hurt my eyes. You search the shadows but find nothing. Perhaps the gold piece lies elsewhere. So, which I just find funny because people always complain about, oh, people like oversaturate their colors whenever they use reshade. It's like, okay, but like, reshade actually strains my eyes less. And I know some of it is dependent on, like, your monitor settings and stuff. But I've had this issue with the colors in the game across multiple monitors. So you search the shadows, but find nothing. Perhaps the gold piece lies elsewhere. It's probably in this big cavern. Yeah, that's probably it right there. As you search the shadows, a glint catches your eye. You turn over a rock and find the Vobert gold piece. Yay! What color dye are you synthing, Octa? Just soot black? You know you can buy that, right? Like, there's an NPC that you can buy soot black from. Oh, wait a minute. You have a lot of the pigment? Fair. Were you, like, working on, why do you have so much? Do you, were you working on, like, luminaries or something? See, what I do is every now and then, because I use so much soot black, because my colors, like my color scheme is usually black, blue, silver. And then depending on the gear, I either use dark blue or void blue. Like, depending on the gear piece and how it looks. But I'll usually just go, every now and then, go over to North Shroud and buy, like, a full stack of, like, 999 black dyes from the Ixal. And then, because I sometimes use soot white, I have, like, maybe a stack of, I think I got, like, a stack of 99, just because. See, that's why you just buy a full stack and then just like... I also dye this stuff in my glamour closet, so that way I don't need to worry, or glamour dresser, so that way I don't need to worry about it too much. I wasn't working that. Oh, I already have it for you. It's fine. I was hoping he dropped the gold piece somewhere close to the entrance. More fool me for thinking Lady Luck was on our side. I mean, I found it. Currency minted by the Kingdom of Vobert. Or maybe she is. Yours, at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. That's not true. Well, I couldn't have done it without your sundrops. Come now, Thancred. You're far more prepared for this task than I. Yeah, the second one. Come now, Thancred. You're far more prepared for this task than I. No more than usual, I assure you. Yeah, but that's like why we keep you around and why you're like, that's the contribution you make to this party. You're good company, a lot better company than you give yourself credit for, and also you're always prepared. How much do you want to bet in like a modern AU he would be like the survivalist friend who just has like everything you need for every emergency in his backpack? No more, and he probably still wouldn't think that it was any big deal. He'd just like, this is normal. This is like, doesn't everybody have a switchblade and like a fire starter tin and stuff in their bag? I only managed to survive the Korthan wilderness and the Imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits, which endeared me to Louisoix, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think on it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. Oh. Honestly, Thancred, even if you had pursued the arcane arts, I'm sure you would have found a way to adapt. Now, let's hurry and see what, see that returned to Guthion. The sooner we get back to Urianje and Minfilia, the better. I'm gonna finish this quest on Dark Knight to make up for the side quests we accidentally did on Summoner. You're back. Wait, does that mean... Yeah. Currency minted by the Kingdom of Verbert. Here you go. Verbert. Oops. I'll be damned. You actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal. But don't think this means you'll find what you're after. What was it? 2 quests I accidentally did? Luckily for you, Guthion is a man of his word. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. I was about to be like, oh right, a side quest gave me a coffer, right? And then I looked and it was an earring. Ha! Who cares about earrings anymore, am I right? Especially now that they have that starter set that gives, what was it, the Minfilia, or not Minfilia, the Minfina earring? It's whatever the Dawn Trail early pre-order earring was, I think. Finally finished then. Gnomes didn't get in your way, did they? There seem to be more and more of them these days. Makes even filling the lamps a pain in the arse. Still, can't let them stop us from doing our jobs. Just another occupational hazard. Anyway, here's your pay. Good work, sinner. It seems my boy's been spouting all sorts of nonsense. You did it! It was all my idea, though. Thanks to me, the mine's safe. I'm sorry for the trouble he's put you through. All's well that ends well, I suppose. You've certainly done us miners a favor. And I'm sure he would have been there beside you if he were older. He just needs to wait till he's strong enough to back up that big mouth of his. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to him and clear out the mine, though. It's not much, but please accept this as a show of thanks. It's not much, it's just the exact same amount that everybody else pays me. Excuse me, miss. That bloke you were talking to dropped his pipe. It seems sort of old. It might be worth something. I'd run over and give it back to him, but I've got a job to do. Maybe you could do it instead? Yeah, sure. Where is he? Oh, back at the town. Okay. Alright, have a good night, Ash. See you tomorrow, hopefully. I hope you waited for the sun drops to wear off. They work wonders in the dark, but in the light of day, they'll only bring you pain. Don't worry, that's how I see things all the time anyway, haha! What are they? Like the drops that you get when you get an eye exam? Ugh, speaking of blinding you with light. Every time I step out of these mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I'd never leave them if the air weren't so stale. Probably also isn't healthy. But you're not come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonine. Leonine, whatever. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms? Rockworms? I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Knockers, you say? Am I too straight for this conversation? Aye, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down there we would never be able to hope to reach. And on occasion, they come back with something valuable. They dig up Leonine in the mines? For a conversation about knockers. I'm making a joke about boobs. It's a rare occurrence, but yes. That said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide. So how can we draw out these rockworms? Boobs good? I mean, boobs exist. Over by that shack, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless and check their backs. You're a lesbian so biased? No, that's fair, I know. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you can even call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they're like to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. We should split up if we're to cover more ground as he suggests. If you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to the parts between them. There's an ad break incoming. I'm probably going to use that to stretch my legs a little bit. And there we go. All right, I am going to step away for a few minutes, and I will be back when that break comes. So everybody, refill your water, stretch your legs, go bio if you need to bio, get food, get a snack. You know the drill. Alright, welcome back, guys. Octa, you stalker. Alright, let's go. Alright, I can safely go back to Summoner now. There. There. Thundering Knockers, right there. Crevice. Smoke Bomb. You're not what I'm looking for. Get on. Oh, I should have probably gotten on River's back before I even went AFK. Because fun fact, the timer, if you guys didn't know, the timer when you have your Chocobo summoned does not tick down if you're mounted on a mount. Mounting actually like pauses the timer, so I probably should have thought about that before stepping away. That being said, let me go ahead and use another Gisel Green so that I don't get abandoned in the middle of a fight again. Yeah, fizzy buffs do help with leveling. Also, speaking of buffs that help with things, I should probably touch my squadrons on this character at some point. Huh, I've kind of been ignoring that. Maybe when we return to the first in MSQ, I'll like actually check in with the squadrons. So that way I can rank up. Because I'm so used to having a GC credit cap of like 90, or like 90k. That then it catches me off guard when I'm like, oops, I'm at 50k. I need to spend homes or credits again. Haha. The air in the mines grows thick with smoke. Nearby, you feel a soft rumbling of stones. There's still emotes that you can get from doing stuff with your squadron that I haven't gotten on my main yet. I should probably do that at some point. Oh, you're dead. Time to trust spam katana. Yeah. I'm at an awkward place with leveling on my main with trusts where like if I were to run the level 99 dungeon on my warrior again, I'd hit 100 way before I finish the dungeon. Probably. Like, probably after the first or second boss. But I need way more runs of that dungeon on... Trial and Justinian to get them to 100. So... I guess if I run the level 7 or 97 dungeon on Paladin a few times, it'd be fine. And then I'm just gonna use Dark Knight and Gunbreaker to finish capping out my shared fates. Oh wait, I wanna go down this way. I assume. Yeah. Good. Alright, fine. I'll fight you. Because I need the experience on my Chocobo. At least you get some cute glamours out of trust spamming katana. Are we like 1 kill away from completing a challenge log on River? Nice. Oh, it's your trust that's underleveled? Fair. At least they've buffed how quickly trusts level up. I got leveling up trusts in like when Shadowbringers first came out was absolutely awful. I got so many jobs. To level 80, like it took leveling up 2 jobs to level 80 just to get out of whole minister switch leveling. It was not great. Where's the last one? Is it down this way? Somebody's one complete. It's still not ready to level. Hey, River? Hey, River? Buddy? Yep, there we go. Just 2 runs of a given dungeon now. That's really nice. Unfortunately, it's not quite... I think it's like 2 to 3 runs with the Endwalker stuff. For a level? But... yeah, that sounds about right then. 2 to 3 runs for a level. Unfortunately, our job, like our character jobs still level faster than that. So I've been like with leveling up Kryl and Estinian. I started off using healers and then decided I'd rather use tanks, and so I've just been like alternating between warrior and paladin with that. Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's... no, it's like 2 to 3 per level, I think, on... or for Dawn Trail. But it's also the new expansion, so maybe they've been readjusting how long it takes to level trusts when new expansions come out. I haven't really been paying attention to that. A matter of something needing to be fixed. I think it's just that, like, when it's a new expansion, they nerf the previous expansions in terms of what you need to do. So that it's easier to level old content. Oh, you mean the 90, like the actual, like, level 90 dungeons. I think that's on purpose. Because the thing is, each expansion, I think, is a separate thing. So, like, even if you don't have Dawn Trail, like, even if you don't have Shadowbringers trusts leveled, you can still do Endwalker or Dawn Trail. Like, you could have not leveled up trusts for either of the previous 2 expansions and still do the Dawn Trail trusts. Is my assumption anyway. I could be wrong on that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it just comes down to like what glamours you have unlocked for them, right? I found my fair share of rocks. Hopefully there's leonine among them. There you are. Find anything promising? A chunk of rock taken from the hide of a knocker. Huh. Interesting. Between the 2 of you, I'd say you've got quite the haul. Best get comfortable, friends. It's going to take time for me to sift through all this.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner. After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start. I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
You were coping in your own way, Thancred. Not your finest hour, to say the least.
Far from it, and Flamine has never let me live it down. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now, I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this.
Hey, Thancred, just a thought, but you might want to start with telling the person in question that you care about them. Thancred, Balmung resident? I was thinking the exact same thing.
Tell me it's Leonine.
Everybody in the Quicksand's best friend?
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's a gray rock.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Oh.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it.
I wonder if she wrote that while she was dying after the cave-in.
She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day.
Yeah, that.
Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
Trust Alizé's LB enthusiasm is like a meme, straight up. Also, make sure to run Trust with Alizé and Alphino together. They have some fun banter in Shadowbringers. I wish they'd kept doing that in the later expansions. Why the fuck would you let Alphino heal you? Don't worry, he's like duty finder healers. He waits until the last minute to worry about doing mechanics and usually focuses on DPS. Haha. Coral, Lilac, and Wine Red, or Gil. I'm gonna take the Gil. These quests that give out Gil, or that give out dyes, never give out the dyes I actually use. He has let you die as a tank before? Yeah. He also, in multiple dungeons where, like, you get trapped, or like where everybody gets trapped and you have to like free yourself. There have been multiple dungeons, including Don Meg, where he waits until the last minute to free himself, and up until that point is CPSing the boss instead of his like jail or whatever. I had hoped we would find Leonine. To find that particular specimen is nothing short of a miracle. But no, real talk, with the Shadowbringers dungeons especially, there's some really good banter between Elise and Alphino. You died on Losatl? Uh-oh. Guthion is still reeling from your miraculous find. I wouldn't believe it if I had not seen it for myself. Before you set it in the Telos, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years, he's believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. We'll take it straight to him. You have my word. Thank you, Guthion, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. Also, hey Octa, I was able to level up all my trusts in Shadowbringers. No problem. So this sounds to me like a skill issue. Wait, what am I doing? You're on Black Mage? Still skill issue. Alright, let's take care of these side quests. Let me guess. My boy's up to his old tricks again? Let's see here. Not only is it exquisitely decorated, it also happens to be far too large and cumbersome to be carried by a miner at work. Hi, did you drop something? My pipe! I've been looking for this. I can't thank you enough for bringing it back to me. There's a bit of a story behind it, you see. If you have the time, please come and meet me in the graveyard. I'd like to tell you a tale, if I may. Gotta pick up this quest first. Oh, this is gonna be a quest chain. Alright. Porther is concerned about one of his fellow miners. Say, perhaps you could help me. Perhaps? As you've no doubt noticed, most of Twine's miners are Ronso. There's a Mistel lad, though, the only one of his kind in the whole town. You just want Xenoclaw? That's fair. His name's Kisat, a bit of a loner. Always digging by himself in places where you'll be lucky to find a few lumps of coal, never mind gems and such. I often ask him why he doesn't mine the same spots as the rest of us, but he never gives me a proper answer. I dare say he would be more inclined to speak with an outsider, though. If you could get the truth out of him and see if anything is the matter, it would put my mind at ease. Okay, to be fair, I'm giving you shit about, like, Black Mage and skill issues, but there's a reason why, the sub goal for 25 non-gifted subs is me doing, the Nier raids on Black Mage. A traveler, eh? What do you want with me? There's somebody concerned about you? Lucky to find a couple lumps of coal. Is that what he said? Shows how much he knows. What do you mean? You, on the other hand, might be a better audience for my master plan. Have you ever heard of an alloy called Nabathium? It's strong, light, and resistant to heat and friction. It was one of the most valuable metals in Nabatharang, and a lot of their jewelry was made up from the stuff. The trouble is, the techniques for mixing the alloy were lost to the flood. I've been looking for a way to make my own, and my search led me to a scroll that explains the methods, right down to the last detail. After having a historian decipher it, I learned that I lacked the one vital ingredient, rudabite, and that is what I am digging for. Short of venturing into the empty, my next best option is to look for a vein here in Amarang. Hang on, I'm trying to find... Where the fuck did my chapstick go? Where did my chapstick go? Hang on. The fuck? Oh. It's right on my nose. Of course, I'd stand a much better chance of finding one if I had help. But I'd rather not have to rely on anyone from around here. Ooh, why? Some of the Ronso miners take exception to the fact I'm Estelle. They seem to think we're not built for this kind of work. When I find that rutabyte, they'll see how wrong they are. Ah, so they're racists, so you're trying to prove them wrong. I mean, fair. I mean, the person who was worried about you was a Ronso, but... You know, this is the first time I've said more than 2 words to anyone in a while. And I feel better for getting that off my chest. This might be a bit sudden, but I have an idea. How would you like to see the moment I finally unearth that vein of ore? Well, what I really mean is that I need someone there to act as a witness. Otherwise, the others might think I bought a lump of it from somewhere. Ludicrously expensive as it is, and I'm pretending to have dug it up myself. Will you do me this favor? You successfully forced Thancred to double pull. I mean, yeah, you just have to run ahead and then pull the mobs back to the tank. You will? Thank you. Luckily, I found the perfect spot for my next dig. If my miner's hunch is correct, the ore should be waiting just below the surface. It's in Nuvia's leavings, so I'll wait for you there. I actually find it easier to deal with on DPS than on tank or healer. Because the thing is with healer, they're gonna start following you eventually, but you do have to like pull the stuff back to you to make up the difference. Or like to meet them in the middle. And unfortunately, if you're the healer, that means your tank is left without a healer for a little bit while they're being attacked by the first pull. And sometimes when you're tanking, yeah, you can double pull, and the healers can't handle it. Especially if you're, like, actually doing your job and using cooldowns. But sometimes the trust NPCs will start attacking something and pull aggro off of it while you're pulling, and then won't follow you until they finish killing it, which is a little frustrating. So I actually find DPS the easiest to deal with double pulls while leveling trusts. I say while leveling my last 2 DPS trusts while leveling a tank, but, you know, it's warrior, so whatever. I don't need a healer. I'm my own healer. Oh, look, it's the real reason you need to bring me along. Glad that's over. How am I supposed to concentrate on my work with all these creatures disturbing me? I mean, how are you gonna concentrate on your work if with all those creatures trying to kill you, mean? You certainly know how to handle yourself, though. That fiend never stood a chance. But I dread to think what would have happened if you hadn't shown up. You probably would have died. Hopefully, nothing else will try to get between me and my dream. Many thanks, my friend. Ready to swing his hip pickaxe in hopes of finding rudabite. It's time to continue digging for a rudabite. In case you're wondering, rhubarb is another name for a ripe date, and the ore has a similar color and sheen to it. Of course, you'll be seeing it for yourself soon enough. I look forward to it. I don't believe it. And I was so sure. There's only one other place I can think of, but I'd be a fool to go there alone. Good thing you're not alone, then? Found any good pebbles? Or maybe a bit of cave moss? Piss off! I'm not in the bloody mood. Temper, temper. Perhaps the mines aren't the place for a mistel like you. Why don't you go and join the rest of your kind in Calusia? You've embarrassed yourself enough as it is. What a bunch of pricks. It's the same bigoted nonsense, day in and day out. Anyway, I'm sorry you had to see that. No, it's okay. I've had it to, I've had it to the back teeth with them. They're always harping on about how the best miners are all Ronso, and how none of the other races can compete, particularly the Mistel. And it probably has something to do with the fact that most of the Talos Masters were Mistel, and the whole of Amarang fell into the doldrums after they left. Of course, only a half-wit would hold a grudge against an entire race because of the actions of a few individuals. But I'm not prepared to just take it on the chin. When I make a killing from the rudabite, I find that'll wipe the smug grins off their faces. There's one more place I'd like to try. It'll probably be lousy with vicious creatures, but if that's what it takes, so be it. I could do with someone to watch my back while I'm digging, though. Since you so handily disposed of the last thing that tried to eat me, perhaps you wouldn't mind coming along? I mean, I've come along this far. Dank caverns full of flesh-eating horrors? Count me in. Fine, let's get this over with. Dank caverns full of flesh-eating horrors? Count me in. If it all goes according to plan, we won't be there for long. Fame and fortune, here I come. Update, am no longer doing katana, died to a pillar fall. Are you done with katana, or are you just taking a break because you're sick of this shit? Quitting trust for now, fair. Alright, it's time to get to work. If you keep watch over there, I'll get on with the digging. To be fair, Katana Ravel is level 95 or 75, so you know, you kind of fared. You're halfway there, or at least halfway to 80, with whatever set of trust NPCs you're leveling right now. Your Black Mage is 78. Yeah, it usually takes leveling at least 2 jobs to get trust leveled up. Unfortunately. Yeah, that would also do it if you're not using exclusively trust to level. Well, that sounded like quite the tussle. Thank you for saving me from whatever manner of ghastly cave dweller that was. Best of all, I think I've finally found what I've been looking for. It's a bit too dark in here to tell whether it's really rudabite, but it seems to be the right color. I'd best have an expert take a look at it, since I've never seen the real thing before. Until then, I'll try not to get my hopes up. There's not much point standing around here, so let's head back to Twine and get this ore looked at. Of course, it takes more than a glance with the naked eye to tell if it's rudabite or not. There are all sorts of tests that need to be carried out. Problem solved. Just use your level 76 red mage. There you go! Oh, hang on. I just realized I got a bot on YouTube. So let me just report that. Yeah. And then let's make it go away. I need to pop out. And remove. There we go. Can I... Let me check something real quick with YouTube. Let me trying to edit a thing because I can in fact it should be fine with what I've got on here. Okay. Let's see if that helps. Also, I don't understand what the bots on YouTube are even trying to accomplish. All right. I'll go on ahead. It might take a while, so come and find me in Twine and a little later on. Well, there's good news and bad news. Good news is, it's definitely rudabite. The bad news is, there are far too many impurities. I won't be making any nebathium from this, that much is certain. It's also highly unlikely that anything mined there will be of any better quality. I'm sorry that I dragged you all the way into the mines for something so disappointing. This is hardly the historic moment I'd envisioned. I think it's time to accept that there is no vein of pure rudabite, that I'm chasing something that was never there to begin with. Kisat has lost his sight, or lost sight of his dream. Perhaps he needs someone to rally his spirits. Rally! What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to cheer me up. I suppose that shouldn't give up, or that I shouldn't give up because of a small setback like this. Perhaps I need to rethink my approach. I'd have a much better chance of finding Rudabite if I had a lead of some sort. But who should I ask? Maybe, the guy that sent us to help you? Orther springs to mind. Yes, that might be worth a try. He's always treated me fairly, unlike most of the other Ronso around here. But I expect that he has the same opinion of Mistel as the rest of them. Maybe you should get to know him better first before you just assume that everybody is racist. What? Hother is the reason you spoke to me in the first place? Perhaps he's not so bad after all. But until now, I've always given him the cold shoulder. So I'll feel a bit of a fool asking him for his help. I'll just have to swallow my pride. I can't give up on my dream because I'm too stubborn to seek advice. The trouble is, I don't have much of a rapport with him. So maybe you should speak with him first? Just so that it's not completely out of the blue. Sure, I can do that. Thanks. I think I see him over there now. If I had suggested he just speak to the other miners in general, he would have been like, no, fuck that. They're racist to me. I'm not gonna clue them in on what I'm working on, and that, you know, would be valid. After being treated like dirt by the other Ronso, I thought he'd be the same as the rest. I hope he proves me wrong. It's good to see the two of you getting along. What's that supposed to mean? It makes a change from seeing you moping around me by yourself is all. Now, what can I do for the pair of you? Go on. Oh, I'm speaking for you. Okay. Rudabite, eh? It's been a while since I heard that word. I've never come across a vein myself, but I know of a place that might be worth a look. You do? Where? My grandsire once spoke of a mine where a disastrous cave-in occurred over 100 years ago. There would probably have been an attempt to reopen it were it not for the flood, and it ended up being abandoned. But if the stories I heard are true, there is a vein of Rudabite buried under that, or all that rubble. That's quite the tale. I'm sure your Ronso brethren would be less than pleased with you imparting all this knowledge to a Mistel, though. Do you know why this town is called Twine? It comes from the idea of two tales entwined, one of the Ronso and the other of the Mistel. Quite a clever name, don't you think? Both races worked together to build this place, though some of you younglings seem to have forgotten this. Kisat, as the last remaining Mistel in Twine, you have an important role to play in the future of the settlement. But first things first, you have a Rudabite vein to find. Go through the dragging tail and see take the first left. But be warned, those tunnels are extremely dangerous, and there's a high risk of collapse. Thank you, Hother. If it's not too much to ask, I'd like you to watch my back again. I'll wait for you outside. His heart's in the right place. He just needs guidance. Yeah. And also for your fellow Hrothgar to maybe be a little less racist to him. Just a thought. Except they're not gonna listen to him or me about it. You gotta do the whole, like, hey, that's fucked up, Bob, thing. That was the first I'd heard of the Ronso and Mistel founding twined together. Probably because I'd never bothered to learn more about our history. This whole time, I've been trying to outdo those Ronso louts, thinking that I'd eventually find a Rudabite vein enough, or through sheer determination. Of course, mining's not that simple. Knowing where to dig is everything. Speaking of which, let's see where Hother's trail leads us. According to Horther, it's in the Dragging Tail, first left. Now's as good a time as any. Let's be off. Let's go! Okay, so here's the plan. I'm probably gonna go until like 11 and then, or at least 11-ish, and then stop. Because I would like to make myself some food sometime before midnight tonight. But that should get us... It's not gonna get us to the dungeon. We're probably gonna have to do the dungeon and all that stuff tomorrow. But it should get us a pretty decent way through. Hopefully it'll at least get us to, like, them repairing the trolley, and then we can just go and do the big shit tomorrow. Because there's probably going to be a quest chain capstone coming up soon. This must be the place. The tunnels don't seem to be in such a bad state, considering there was once a cave-in nearby. The old section of the mine is past those wooden boards, but it's all fallen rubble now. If Horther's story holds true, there should be a vein of Rudabite on the other side, although I won't be attempting to reopen the tunnel all by myself. What I can do, though, is try cracking into a few of these rocks to see if they contain Rudabite. I'll see you... Or I'll need you to keep an eye out for danger, though. You got it. Thanks. Hopefully it won't come to that. Anyway, I'd better get to work. There aren't any enemy mobs in here. Why? 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 Just... why? Is he mining too loud, and so, like... whatever's here that normally leaves people alone. There's no sign of danger. You had best continue to stand guard while Kisat goes about his work. I mean, that's... There's nothing here. Exposed to previously unexposed cave. I'm thinking more, oh, there's something here, but, like, normally it doesn't just wander around, but it followed the sound of him mining. Still no sign of danger. Or this purple smoke is just fucking with me and there's not actually gonna be anything. Never mind. Oh, it's a knocker. That also kind of explains things. Oh, shit. That's why hydrating is important, people. Did something try to attack us? Sorry, I was too engrossed in my digging to notice. But thanks to you, I was able to concentrate on the task at hand, and even found something that might be Rudabite. After the last time, I now know better than to start jumping for joy until I've had someone look at it. I'll see you back in Twine. Let's go! There's good news and even better news. Go on. The good news is that it's rudabite. The even better news is it's almost entirely free of impurities. Finally, I can start making my own Nabathium. Congratulations! What's this? Has the little Mistel lad actually found himself something worth a gill or two? At this rate, you might even be able to buy yourself a decent pickaxe instead of that rusty piece of scrap you insist on carrying around. Yuck, yuck, asshole. For your information, I found a vein of rudabite, which can be used to produce Nabathium. You found what? That's what he's been looking for this entire time, asshole. Not bad for Mistel, eh? I'll admit, Shizune and Horther paid no small part. Why would Horther help you? Maybe you should ask him. Never you mind. The point is, this is just a sample of what's in the collapsed section of the digging tail. But I'll not pretend I can clear out the tunnels by myself. If I'm to get anywhere, I'll need the help of the other miners of Twine, and that includes you lot. Just like in the days before the flood, Mistel and Ronso must work together, as our ancestors did when they built the first settlement here. What do you say? Will you help me? So, you stumble across one lump of rudabite, and all of a sudden you're the god's gift to the mining? Ha! If I thought you were spinning us a yarn, I'd have put you on your arse by now. The fact you'd ask us, of all people, for help means you must be serious. I am. Alright, we'll do things your way. Good. You'll soon see that what we Mistel are capable of. And once Twine starts producing its own Nabathium, we'll be making Gil hand over fist. Oh, look at you watching from the shadows, all creepy and stuff. I can't believe this is happening. Shizune, I wish there was more I could do to express my thanks. I'll make something of this sound. You wait and see. I believe in you. Come on, you lot. To the dragging tail. You heard him, lads. Okay, capstone? Capstone signifying that, yeah, done a side quest in this area, I hope. I assume that's what this means. Yeah, it should be. Let me guess, you guys need vendors or like merchants to move your product now, right? Gee, I might know some people. Horther wishes to put your knowledge and experience to good use. Oof! 18 minutes and you're not the second boss yet? Have you spoken to Kisat lately? No, have you? I mean, I just spoke to him, but I'm assuming there's been a time skip here. From what I hear, his work in the Dragging Tail is proceeding apace, but it seems he's run into a problem of some sort. Well, I'd like to think he can handle whatever it is by himself. He might benefit from your advice. My problem is when I'm doing Dawn Trail dungeons, they're slow, but that's because I'm bad, and like, on one hand, trusts are great for learning mechanics. On the other hand, they're not so great if you're bad at a certain boss, and usually rely on the fact that it's okay if I die, because the healer can pick me back up, and it'll be fine. Because you die, and it resets the entire fight. even if your healer is still alive. Even if you have a healer and Alize. Ah, Shizune, how goes it? Problem? Yes, you could say that. You see, work to excavate the collapsed tunnel is underway, and we're already digging up substantial amounts of rudabite. Now I'm able to turn my attention to producing nabathium, and it's tricky to say the least. Although I've made a few attempts, the alloy is always far too brittle. I thought I'd figured out the instructions on that old scroll, but there's one point that I still can't make sense of. It's too vague, you see. Something about trusting your ears, not your eyes. My guess is that they deliberately made it impossible to understand, to avoid having people outside of Nabatharangs from stealing their secrets. They probably relied on spoken word to pass the missing information from one generation to the next. Obviously, there's nobody from ancient Nabath around to ask, so I'll have to work it out myself by looking closely at real Nabathium. I need something large, so that I can see how it differs to the ingots I've made. The scavengers dig up a lot of trinkets and whatnot, but they're too small to be of any use, not to mention expensive. Does anything spring to mind? I know someone who's learning about the history of Nabatharang. And he's being taught by a descendant of Nabath royalty? What is his name? Gunga. I can't say I've ever met him, so I'd be grateful if you could introduce us. Yeah, sure. Much appreciated. I'll go through the Dragon Tail and meet you in Mordsu. Mordsu. Based off of my experiences of Mordsu cuisine, I don't know if I would like that. One more bite. I think on my main, I ate it all, and then on this character, if I remember right, I say as if there aren't bots I could check. I think I gave the rest of the food away because I couldn't eat it all. How you doing, buddy? Gods be good. Some shortcut that turned out to be. I damn near brained myself when I fell from that net. Oh well, onwards and upwards. Where's that Gungun fellow you mentioned? Oh, somewhere around here. Roves around a lot, eh? In that case, I think we should ask his father where he might be. You said his name is Gengen, yes? Uh-huh. I have to admit, I find these Mord names a little hard to remember. Perhaps they'd say the same about those of the Mistel. That's very self-aware of you to point out the fact that, like, it's not just, like, a them thing. It's a difference of culture thing. Who is this? A friend of yours is a friend of mine. His name is Kisat. He needs your help. Metal from Old Nabath. Yes, Gungun and Jamiel would be the best ones to ask, methinks. And perhaps you can help them in return. Oh. With what? A problem, a predicament. He should still be by the north windmill with Jamiel. Talking about ancient history, no doubt. Ah, thank you. I look forward to meeting them. Help them, eh? I suppose we'll soon find out what he meant by that. Come on, let's go and see Gungun. Yep. So, this must be Gungun, son of Gengan. I can certainly see the family resemblance. I mean, I know I make this joke all the time, but not to sound kind of racist, but like, all the more do kind of look the same. Greetings, Shizune. I hope this day finds you well. It does. Swear to God, if an ad starts right when I start this cutscene. Ah, Shizune! What brings you to Mortsuke? We're gonna need your help. And there's the ad. Alright, let's get some stretchies in for the last ad break of the night. Probably I'm gonna finish this quest, turn in the last side quest, and then talk to Magnus. Because I think that would be a good place to wrap up the stream. And then we will continue and finish up the Amarang portion of MSQ tomorrow. Something just cracked in my neck. I'm excited though. I'm gonna make chicken nuggets in my air fryer after stream. And just nom nom nom. Air fryers are the best. If you don't have an air fryer, they are life-changing. If I had nothing else, like if I was living on my own and had nothing else, my microwave, an air fryer, and a slow cooker would be like the 3 things I would insist on having. My mom's usually the one who cooks dinner in our family, just because like it's how our schedules line up. So I have to like actively remind my mom that I do in fact know how to cook. But she's sick right now, so I get to be like, hey mom, I know I'm making like frozen foods tonight and tomorrow. I'm probably gonna make pizza tomorrow because I've got a stream. But Thursday, I think I might make some chicken parmesan. I have a really good air fryer recipe for that. Like, real talk, best chicken parmesan I've ever had was some chicken parm I made in my air fryer. It was actually the first time I ever used the air fryer too. Like, chicken parm is always pretty delicious, but the meat was super moist and tender, which is kind of wild for breast meat because it's so easy to dry out breast meat. And I've gotten chicken parm from like restaurants before where like it tasted delicious, but the chicken was definitely dry. And welcome back everybody, I'm talking about food. But yeah, okay, ad break is over. Let's continue with this quest. Researching Nabathium. Lucky for me, yes. Lucky for Mortsuke too. Yes, your father mentioned we might be able to assist you, though I still don't have the foggiest clue how. He is referring to the windmill. It has been making a rather odd grating sound these past few days. Though we have tried to rectify it with oils and such, we fear the problem may be far more deep-rooted. After a lot of research in the ruins, we found... wrong voice. After a lot of research in ruins, a lot of searching in ruins, we found the construction plans, made before the flood by Nabath as a symbol of friendship it was. Very interesting design, too. Using that information, we have narrowed down the cause of the grating to the central axle, which is made from Nabathium. I never realized it could be used in something of this scale. Come to think of it, its resistance to friction makes it an ideal choice for moving parts like this. But even Nabathium has its limits. This windmill has been turning for over 100 years, and as far as we can tell, this is the original axle. Never been changed. So you want to replace it, but lack the means to produce the alloy. Exactly, exactly! Since you are looking for large pieces of Nabathium, perhaps you would like to inspect the windmill. Absolutely! Best to see it from inside. Follow me. Answer your questions, did it? I never noticed it before, but genuine Nabathium has more of a blue tinge than any of the trial ingots I've produced. That probably means the ratios listed on the scroll are false. Trust your ears, not your eyes. In other words, that was a diversion, and the true amounts were communicated verbally. Since there's no one around to tell me, I'll have to experiment with varying amounts. Maybe I should use less rudabite and more tin. It will take a lot of trial and error, but now that I have something to compare it to, I'll soon work it out. And once you have, we will finally be able to fit the windmill with a new axle. Why stop there? Nabathium has the potential to attract merchants from across Norvrond. After all, selling their alloy is one of the ways FFXIV became so wealthy, so powerful. I can already smell the jinglies. I like the sound of that. Though, truth be told, I'll be content to have played my part in bringing Nabathium to the people of Amarang. Still, a few extra gil in my pocket won't hurt. Do not forget, there's still much work to be done. And the windmill comes first, yes? Of course, but before we get too carried away, I must thank Shizune for introducing us. Yes, I too am very grateful. It is good to know that the people outside of Mordzuk share our interests in FFXIV. In time, I'm sure the bond between Twine and Mordzuk will grow even stronger. That would be nice. Yes, and making the route between the two less perilous would be another worthwhile project. I'll have my hands full trying to reproduce Nabathium for the time being, though. Oh, if you're passing through Twine, would you mind letting Horther know how things went? No problem. Many thanks, Shizune. Until next time. He. Alright, quest turn-in time. And then we're gonna make a smidge more MSQ progress. And hang on, where am I going? Wrong direction. Here we go. You've been gone a while. How did it go with Kisat? It went pretty well, actually. He's making quite the name for himself. If it ever finds its way into the history books, yours will be right there beside it. Though your path may lead you far from Twine, we will always remember you as the one who made a difference in this little mining town. I mean, I'm bringing back your trolley industries, so, you know. I'm glad you decided to join me. You see, this pipe was once owned by a much-loved and respected member of our community, who now rests beneath this very soil. He was a good friend to many of us, myself included, and came from a long line of Ronso, going all the way back to the Great Nuvi. The mine was named after his ancestor. He always felt a sense of pride in his work, and had led digs that went deeper and deeper into the rock. No matter what happened, he never gave up. After the Talos Masters left 15 years ago, we ran into all sorts of problems. We lost so many good workers to cave-ins, Sin Eater attacks, injury, and simply leaving for better prospects elsewhere. Even then, he kept digging. Though he is no longer with us, we try to follow the example he set. I always carry his old pipe with me as a memento of the days we spent together. I'm grateful to you for taking the time to listen. It's good to know that someone from the outside of Twine has an interest in the work we do, and the reasons why we keep doing it, in spite of everything. Which reminds me, I need to see the others about getting rid of those wretched gnomes. I hope I will have the chance to speak with you again one day. Fare thee well. Alright, we're done with side quests. Let me just... Okay, we're ignoring the earring. These are both 409. We have a bracelet and a necklace. So, we'll start with the bracelet. Right, it's a bracelet. Yeah. That's 403. .406, so 403 is still the lowest. 400. We're ignoring Black Mage. Or Red Mage, I mean. Yes, we want the 385 bracelet to get replaced. And the necklace. 406. 400. Also 400. 406. So let's replace Summoner. Probably should have compared eye level, but at this point, I think... Oh yeah, they were the same eye level, so it doesn't matter. Can I put that on my Red Mage? No. Oh, right. Red Mage is only level 72. I forgot about that. Because I'm saving it for Boja. No, I want to go back on the Summoner. Alright, hey Magnus, we have something for you. God, what do we say? Hi! We have rock for you from your wife. The dead one. What? Oh, it's you. If you've come to complain about the trolley, you'll find no sympathy from me. I told you before it won't run, and you wouldn't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved on it, along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Agna. Mm-hmm. No. No, she couldn't have. Agna. Take it. Do with it what you will. Are you certain? It would delay our plans, but... I said take it. It was you who found it. You who needs it. Looking at that stone, all I can see is... Please, just leave me be. I hope you'll be there when the Talos stirs to life. I'm sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering this to Urianger? Of course. Is my mic picking up me playing bongos on my cat's stomach? It might be. He's being a silly boy. He just like hopped up onto my lap. It's not food time for you yet, bud. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. By the sounds of it, you have a knack for handling strange requests. On the bright side, Arianje taught me a lot about the Talos and their hearts. I think it can help if they need further repairs. Finally, we can move on to Nabatharang, assuming this works, of course. You found Leonine? Truly? Then what are we waiting for? Let's get that trolley moving! You what? By the gods, I didn't think it possible. Thou art returned, and with Leonine, or it would seem, or Leonine. As promised, the Talos hath been made ready to receive its heart, thanks in no small part to Jarek, Thaif, and Minfilia. At last we shall return that time to the Timeless, the Sentinel of Stone, that we may press on towards Nabatharang. A rare mineral used to power the Talos in the Hills of Amber. Very good. Now let us begin.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
All right then. Whenever you're ready. It's working! It's working! Magnus!
You left me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble? This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't. I can't.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone.
It's not true.
Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
Also, very much not true.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the Oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell overlong on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice. And thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well.
You should tell her you care. Go to her, asshole!
Not
Go to her.
today.
Then when? I know you're not trying to, like, impact her decision. You want her to choose life for herself, not for your sake. But if you don't tell her you care, meanwhile in the Crystarium, if you don't tell her you care, she's going to choose to give up because she thinks it's what you want.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time. Not that my compeers would agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing? The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for her energies. And I am not in the habit of pointing her at my enemies like a weapon.
King.
Is that right? Fond of her, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you? The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of her mortal flesh, not even I could have performed such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Alag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dead trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of the sacrifice of brave heroes who gave their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
God, this is my first time replaying Shadowbringers, and it's wild hearing him say that when you know who he is and where he came from and what he went through. If you haven't played through Shadowbringers yet, and you're just watching along for the ride, you'll see. But if you've played before, like, goddamn. Go read Tales from the Shadows, also, by the way. Just saying.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
On that much, we are in agreement.
I'm fine. Really. It's just been a long day. I only want what's best for her. If only she could see that. Tell her! She thinks you hate her because you're shit at communicating. Where are the boys? Are they still over by the thing? I'm gonna finish this quest and then we're gonna wrap up. Are they over here? No, and neither is the... Oh, wait a minute. Are they... Here they are. I must confess, you've impressed me. I did not expect the Telos to be in such fine condition. You've done us a kindness far greater than anything we deserve. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just thinking about the trolley running down the tracks, gears churning, gods, I can't stop smiling. Stretch! Yeah, I'm gonna stretch, and then we're gonna finish this quest, and then I'm gonna go and make myself some food! I'm gonna talk to Bankred one more time, because God, that hits hard. Only wants what's best for her. She can't see it because you haven't told her. I will make myself some food. Mine apologies for the delay. Minfilia and I had a private matter to discuss. Which bringeth me to the question. How didst thou find Thancred during your research? You spoke of Minfilia, of his own accord? I see. I've been good. We're actually going to be wrapping up once I finish this quest. But, I'll do the spiel once I finish the quest. And then, yeah. Because otherwise I'm just going to end up repeating myself. 'Tis well that he did, with such candor. I attempted to broach the subject before. Mine intention was to ensure no words remained unspoken between them, lest tragedy intercede. A regret I myself know all too well. Alas, in the end, he refused to heed my counsel. A time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances, but I have faith that all will be well in time. Now, let us not tarry any longer. The Talos and Nabatharang await. Okay, and that's where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. That feels like a good cliffhanger. So yeah, I will be wrapping up here for tonight. Thank you everybody so much for joining me. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. Follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube. Subscribe to me here on Twitch. If you play Final Fantasy XIV, and you give the channel 3 subs between now and the end of the month, you'll get a cool mount code. If you don't play Final Fantasy XIV and you do the 3 subs anyway, I will gladly take that code off your hands. IJS. If we had a bigger community, I would totally make a channel in the Discord for people to, like, give out codes if they have them and don't want them, and we have people in the community who want them but can't get them. But alas, we are small. But someday when we're bigger, that'll definitely be a thing. But yeah, anyway. So yeah. Be sure to subscribe, especially if you want that mount. In the meantime, I've talked about this earlier in the stream, but I finally got my hands on my custom VTuber model. It's a cute little scrungly scuffed chibi. She is super gremlin and I love her. Sometime between now and the end of the month, I need to like I literally just got the thing today. And also the circumstances that led me to needing to do this just happened on Sunday. But basically, there's gonna be a subathon between now and the end of the month. When A, I will be debuting the model. B, because people kept throwing gift subs at me, I now owe the community leveling up 2 jobs, of their choice. Dragoon got picked for the first one. I still need to make the poll for the second one. And then during the subathon, I will be leveling up as much as I can those jobs and doing the job quests. And we'll just be chilling while I level up. People sub. I need to decide what the different sub goals are going to be. I know one of them is going to be Fantasia related, because I've got like 7 Fantas. So yeah, I will be debuting the VTuber model during that subathon. It'll also give people another chance to like subscribe and get the mount, because the mount thing started like yesterday, and this is my last weeks of like normal streaming for the year. Because I'm gonna take a break for Christmas/Hanukkah and the New Year. For like 2 weeks-ish. Week and a half, 2 weeks. So this upcoming Sunday is gonna be the last regular stream. We're gonna do Raid Night and our Starlight Celebration Glamours. And yeah, so then sometime while I'm on break, we're gonna do the subathon. If people are interested, we can do a Jackbox game New Year's Eve stream on New Year's Eve. And yeah, and then we're into 2025, and we're gonna make it great. Also, again, reminder to everybody, through the end of the month, we are still raising money for the Greater Chicago Food Depository. We made our original $200 goal back in November, so I did raise up the goal to $300. Let's get some people fed. In January, we will be shifting gears and raising money for the Trans Lifeline. And yeah, the goal is, here on out, I am following through as best I can with what I always wanted to do with this channel, which is raise money for a different charity every month. So I have between stuff that is supporting people who might be targeted by bullshit over the next few years, and some personal causes that I want to raise money for, we're good up through August. If anybody has an idea of what we can raise money for in September, I would love to hear it. Make sure to just let me know in the Discord. And if anybody knows of any good, like, ADHD related charities, I might also, like, just reach out to a few organizations, because, like, I need something that I can either raise money for through Tiltify or Twitch. But October is ADHD Awareness Month, and I have ADHD, so I would love to do something ADHD related in October. And then worst case scenario, if we can't find 2 more charities, I can just raise money for the food depository again next November and December. I want to get people fed. I want to get people supported. I want to raise awareness for ADHD. It's something I've struggled with my entire life. I was lucky I got diagnosed when I was 8. I did not fully understand what it meant to have ADHD, or, like, I mean, I didn't even know I had ADHD. I just knew I had a learning difference up until I was in college, and then I figured it out on my own. But yeah. God, I wish I had known what time blindness was when I was in, like, middle school and high school and college, because that's definitely a thing that affects me very badly. So yeah, we're definitely gonna lean into the ADHD awareness thing in October. But yeah, so that's what 2025 is gonna look like. We're gonna do a bunch of good charity work. We're gonna do good. I'm gonna finish my book and hopefully get it published. My goal is actually to get, like, 2 books published. Start the coffee, build up my buffer for Patreon and get that started up. ADHD can be hell sometimes, so yeah. If you're looking for a good ADHD support group socially, hey, join the Discord. Like, I'm pretty sure half the pantry has it. If not, ADHD. Autism plus ADHD. So, you know, you'll find your people if you join the pantry. Looking for some good ADHD meds? Not Adderall? I self-medicate with caffeine. I self-medicate with ADHD, real talk, because I get understimulated easily, and I don't mean I drink coffee and I make jokes about self-medication. I mean I take a tablet every day with my vitamins and stuff. But I will get really, really understimulated, and I can't really afford to get a prescription for anything more effective than ADHD or than caffeine right now. So, and a box of 40 tablets is like $8. So, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to recommend that anybody else just, like, straight up takes a caffeine tablet every day to help with their understimulation, but it's working for me right now. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on with 2025. We're gonna raise money. I'm gonna publish a book. All sorts of fun things are gonna happen. We're gonna keep growing the channel. But for now, I will be back tomorrow night with more Final Fantasy XIV. We should finish up all of Amarang. See if we can't reach a good, like, cliffhanger / resolution point for Shadowbringers until the new year. And in the meantime, who are we gonna raid tonight? Who is live right now that we can raid? Okay, what is he actually doing, though? Oh, he's doing MSQ. Never mind. Because he is. Oh wait, I know who we can. Maybe. Where are you in story? If you know. And Walker, I don't want to rate anybody who's ahead of me right now in case anybody isn't caught up with the game. And doesn't want spoilers. So we're gonna see who else is playing Final Fantasy XIV, who is a Sprout that we can raid. Oh. There might be a few people. You know what? So Bakul Jaja's voice actor plays the game. And he's a Sprout, like, I think he's still in A Realm Reborn, but he has started playing the game. So let's give him a raid. In the meantime, so yeah, pantry raid time, guys. We are raiding the real Javier, aka Javier Pruski, the voice actor for Bakul Jaja. And yeah, until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye!
That is definitely, you know,